Hey guys, so welcome to my channel, and if you would like to see this look, it's using the Celestial Thunder palette from Dominique Cosmetics. It is featuring the beautiful hot pink shade here at the bottom called Lucid Dream. So we are just going to go ahead and start. If you would like to see how I achieved this nice beautiful pink mauve look, then please go ahead and keep watching. All right, so I wanted to, I just got my BoxyCharm yesterday, and I got the Celestial Thunder from Dominique Cosmetics palette, and I really wanted to try creating a look with it. Mine did come broken. You can see, I'm gonna leave the little plastic on here so it doesn't go everywhere, but this shade up here called Eternal Light, it came shattered. They already emailed me back and said that they're going to send me a replacement palette, but let's see if I can show it. I really want to try doing something with this hot pink look, maybe the blue. I'm feeling more of the hot pink. So I think I'm gonna try and do something with this. I'm also going to use, I have this little ColourPop like Z palette. I'm gonna try and use some of my favorite single shades from here to incorporate with it. This is just kind of like my everyday palette. As you can see, it's got neutral tones and stuff, so I'm gonna try and use this as well. So I've already prepped my skin with my moisturizers and stuff. I always start with my eyes first, and so that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so I have this Wet n Wild liquid catsuit in Camelback. It is a liquid eyeshadow. I use it as an eye primer. Go in to one of my tried and true, this guy right here. I believe this one is Creme Brulee. Let me see if I could get it out without ruining any of my other. Yeah, so this is Creme Brulee from Makeup Geek. I love Makeup Geek. I haven't ordered from them in so long, but I can promise you that everything I've ever used from Makeup Geek has been great. So I'm just gonna use the mirror from this palette, and I'm gonna put that in my crease. I'm gonna use the shade Storm Dust, this like terracotta brown color. It looks so pretty. So I'm gonna put that a little bit lower. Ooh, that is, if she pigmented. Ooh, that's nice. All right, so let me switch to a smaller brush. All right, so this is a Luxie tapered blending brush. I'm gonna just dip it in there, tap off, and then I'm gonna go back into my other brush. I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna dip back into that Creme Brulee shade again from the Makeup Geek. That's a softer, more neutrally brown, and just kind of go over that just to make sure there's no harsh edges. I like to make sure that my colors are always blended. All right. So I'm gonna go in with, I'm not sure what brand this is, but it's kind of like a flat brush, and let me see. Some of the glitter from that top shade fell into that hot pink. So I'm gonna see how this shade looks. And so I'm gonna dip into that. Oh my God, look at that color. That is beautiful. All right, I'm gonna dip off or tap off a little bit of the excess. And then, ooh, yes, that's really pretty. I'm just going to put that all over, starting in the center, because that's where I want it to be the most pigmented. And then going into the inner corner. I don't want this shade to be completely too much in the outer, mostly just in like the first 3/4 of the eye. Oh my God, that's beautiful. That's such a pretty pink. All right, I'm gonna dip back in there again, tap off, and then again, I'm gonna start by stamping it onto the center of my lid, and then kind of moving up and towards the inside of the eye. All right, and then back with the Luxie brush, I'm going to swirl off the color, and then I'm gonna I'm going to dip into this gray shade here, Zero Gravity, and I'm going to deepen up the outer edge, just a hair with that. I'm gonna go in with this EcoTools defined crease brush, and I'm gonna touch a little bit because I do kind of want to warm it up just a hair more with this Lunar Eclipse color. It's a little bit lighter than that other brown that I used before, but I want to warm up the look a little bit, just a little bit more because of that gray, and just kind of barely tapping it on the outer and just above where we put that pink. And I'm going to prime my face using the Pretty Fresh primer from ColourPop. I have glitter all over my fingertips from that broken shadow. Let me wipe it off before I rub glitter all over my face. Now, I don't typically color correct, but I've been kind of, I don't know, in the mood to lately. And so I haven't used this in forever. This is the Peach Corrector from LA Girl. I'm gonna give it a whirl. Again, I haven't color corrected in a long time, so just put a little bit on the back of my hand here. And where did I put my foundation brush? And I'm going to, I have the Heavenly Luxe brush from It Cosmetics, and I'm gonna use the little back part, and I'm gonna use my mirror. And I'm just going to tap this underneath. I don't want to use too much because when I put in my concealer after, I don't want it to get very cakey. A little foundation concoction. I'm going to use a little bit of my Fenty Hydrating in shade 290 and my Natasha Denona Face Glow in shade 42. I'm gonna mix a little bit of these on my little metal palette that I could not find, but again, it's right in front of me. And that silver little eyeshadow has fallen all over it, so let me wipe it down. So I'm gonna do, I don't know, maybe, we'll do like maybe 3 pumps or like 2.5 of Fenty, and we'll do 1.5 of Natasha. All right, I'm gonna mix this all up with the back of my brush. And we're gonna, you know, have a ball and just slap it on our face. Okay, so now that I have all that on, I'm gonna go in and I'm going to mix my concealers. I have the Juvia's Place concealers. I really like these. They are very hydrating. They have a really fair amount of coverage. I just think that their shade selection is a little bit odd, although they do have a wide selection of shades. These two colors are right next to each other. This one is number 19 and this one is number 18. But I am a shade that would be somewhere in the middle for this. And so I have to mix them. But they are very nice. They're very hydrating and they have, like I said, a pretty good coverage. So I'm gonna start with the slightly darker one. And I put that like more towards the outside here. And then I put a little bit of the lighter shade, which is number 19, more towards the inner part. And I don't know if you can tell on camera, but they are drastically different in shade. So I'm gonna use my little beauty blender. And I'm going to use the absolute best powder in the entire world. This is the Hourglass Translucent Veil Powder. I swear by this powder. It is, it's so amazing, especially if you have drier skin like I do. My skin is the Sahara Desert. Sorry, there's like a whole lot of sun happening, so it's doing like a weird thing to my face in the camera. But if you have drier skin, this is the best. So I have this Real Techniques Set and Spotlight brush. So I just tap some into here and then tap off the excess, and then I just kind of, I tap it in my under eye, and then I'll eventually, with a very, very light hand, kind of swoop it with a little bit more. There's barely any on there, okay? And so I just kind of like very, very lightly swoop it so that I'm not really baking, because my skin is dry and I really can't, my skin cannot handle a bake. All right, so now going on into, I'm gonna do my under eyes last, like with the eyeshadows underneath the eyes. I'm gonna do that last. I got the, let me wipe it off now because my little greasy fingers. I got the Hourglass, what is it called? It doesn't say. Well, the Lighting Edit Ghost Palette. So I'm going to use the middle shade right here, just to kind of brighten a little bit more the under eye. I like a nice bright under eye. And that one is in Diffused Light. And then I'm going to use the bronzer shade down here. I love their bronzers. And I'm going to just kind of add a little bit of color into my face. Oh, I love this. It's so pretty. Now, the only thing is that they look like they're tiny little pans, and they are tiny little pans, but you do get a lot of product. It would take a lot of uses and a long time to kind of burn through these products and hit pan on them. I have many of their full-size powders, and I've had them since they first started releasing those ambient powders, and I've hit pan and it has not made a difference. I still have so much product left. So even if you do hit pan, you will still have plenty of time before you actually run out of it. Unless you're like a working makeup artist or something like that, and you're using these products on your clients every single day and you have multiple clients a day, I really doubt that you would burn through this that quickly. All right, and then for my highlight, I'm gonna go, not into this palette, sorry. I have this other like Z palette with some singles from ColourPop. As you can see, I have hit pan on this highlight. This is one of my favorite highlights. It's called First Prize. It's absolutely lovely. It's so pretty. It makes your skin look wet. So I'm going to dip into that, tap off, and let me get a mirror. And I'm going to just hit the top of the cheekbones before I put my blush. Oh, look at that. That is so pretty. This is, oh my God, look at that. It's gorgeous. This color is beautiful for like medium skin tones. It has a hair of gold in it. I always put a little bit like towards the center of my nose and underneath the brows. It has like a golden reflection to it. It doesn't have any kind of glitter, but it does have the nicest sheen. Going back into the Hourglass powder, I'm gonna mix the two blush shades that is in there. I haven't used these blush shades. One of them is called Iridescent Rose and the other one is called Sublime Flush. So I'm just going to kind of dip my brush in there, tap it off, and then just kind of hit the cheeks. And then by putting the blush on after highlight, it kind of blends the edges of your highlight so you don't have like a stripe going through your face. I'm gonna finish up the under eyes. And I think I'm not gonna go with the pink under eye. I'm gonna do that darker brown, the Storm Dust shade. So I'm getting that flat brush. I dipped it in that brown, and then we're just gonna hit the under eye. And if you hear that sound, those are my dogs. I gave them like a dental treat for them to chew on. All right, I'm gonna go into the Creme Brulee shade, that lighter neutrally brown, and buff that out. So I'm going to use the Milani Stay Put eyeliner in the shade Semi Sweet, and I'm going to waterline and tightline for my inner corner. So I'm just gonna use the back end the Milani. It's got like a little smudger. And again, I'm gonna use one of the single shadows. This color does not have a name on the back. I'm not sure what it's called. I wanna say it's called Bleach Blonde. Possibly from Makeup Geek, pretty sure. So it's like a soft kind of naturally golden color. And I'm just gonna stamp that in my inner corner. All right, so complexion is done. Now brows, mascara, and lips. All right, so before I move on, I want to set my face, if I could find out. I got, in my BoxyCharm, I got the Farsali Rose Gold Skin Mist. I had never used it before. Look how pretty. I wanted this so bad. And so I'm gonna spray my face. That way, any of the powdery look can kind of sink into the skin. I have a little like poof thingy. I'm just gonna. Okay, now I'm gonna do my brows. I brought out my CoverGirl Ultra Fine Brow Pencils. I use the shades Soft Brown and Soft Blonde. I use the lighter one towards the inner part and the darker one on the other half. Ugh. The difference a brow makes is impressive. Here for that. All right, and then I'm just going to put on some mascara. Oh, my skin is looking flawless. I wish you guys can see this in person. That Farsali Skin Mist, if you have never used it before, you need it. It is truly magnificent. If you have oily skin though, I don't know that you would like it because my skin definitely feels wet. Like it feels almost, dare I say, greasy, but for a dry girl like me, oh my God, it's beautiful. So I'm gonna put on my mascara and then I will show you guys the finished product. All right guys, so this is the finished look. I just have the same clear gloss I've been wearing throughout the video. And for my mascara, I used the Pure Fully Charged. I love this mascara, it's wonderful. Now, if you are a nice little basic girl like me, then you'll probably leave it with the clear gloss. But if you wanna kind of, you know, kick it up a little bit, I have this Ultra Blotted Lip from ColourPop in the shade Cloud Chaser. And I think it would look really pretty with the pink on the eyes. And it is an ultra blotted lip, so it's nice and kind of like subtle. So I'm just gonna put that on top of the gloss. And it's one of those like my lips but better shades. All right guys, and so that is the finished look. I think it came out really cute. My dog again. So I'm gonna let him out. But anyways, that is the finished look. I hope you guys really like it. That glow, oh my goodness gracious. First prize from ColourPop. It's one of those single highlighters. It's absolutely beautiful. All right guys, so thank you so much for watching. And if you liked this, please don't forget to like and subscribe, give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to see more videos like this, please go ahead and comment down below and let me know what you guys would like to see next. Thanks guys and have a great day.